we are. Welcome to the second JW podcast. So basically, same thing as last time, guys. I've sort of compiled all these questions that I received on Facebook and Twitter and my personal page, and put them all together. Tried to kind of organize them in a kind of a streamlined way, and I'm going to be answering them like that as well. So stick around. It's going to be. We've actually. I just want to say thanks again to everybody who, gave us questions this time, because we've actually got more questions this time than the last time. The last fan pod that I did ended up being about nearly half an hour, so I never knew that I could actually talk so much. I usually don't, but anyway. So thanks, guys, for all the questions. So we'll get to it right now. First question is from Janelle in Hawaii. She says, big fan of yours from Maui, Hawaii. Thank you, Janelle. And also that she loves my music videos, and she's asking, are there any upcoming videos with any of your new songs? And she always plays them on her computer at home. So Janelle, thanks very much once again. And yes, and in fact, I think I do have some other videos coming out in the near future. I'm not sure exactly when, but I know I've got a couple that have been, we've done the footage and filming for them already. We're just still kind of in the editing and post-production stage. We did one there's a song on my last album called Tell Me, and there's also one that we've done for Reminiscing, and also there's another one for one of my other songs called Call Me, which was also on the last album. So we've done all the filming for those clips, and again we're still in the editing and stuff and the post-production. So but I think probably Tell Me will be the first one that will be released, hopefully pretty soon. So stay tuned for that one. I'll definitely let everybody know on Facebook and everything, on Twitter and stuff. So Janelle, thanks for the question, and shouldn't be too far away. Okay, next question was from Donna. Donna is I swear to God, she's my number 1 fan over in Canada, and I've known her for a long time. We've been best buddies on Facebook, even though we've never met. But Donna is such a positive and supportive fan, and she has been for years now. So she's been fantastic, and I always appreciate all her support and stuff. So Donna is asking me, who is your favorite artist? That's a tough question, because I've got so many. I've had so many different favorite artists over the years in music. Nowadays, it's harder nowadays, because it's harder to pick one, because I've got so much music and I listen to so much music, so many different types of music, and it's hard for me to pick one artist. When I was in high school, when I kind of first started getting into music, and I was really into R&B almost exclusively at that time, I could definitely have said back then that my favorite artist was Brian McKnight, who's one of the best R&B singers that you'll ever hear. And that was in high school. I was just a mad fan of his, and I loved all his songs and bought all his albums and stuff. But as I've sort of left high school and gotten older and stuff, I've really grown to like so many different types of music, not just R&B. Now I love reggae, of course, and I even love. That's one thing a lot of people don't know about me, is that I actually really love country music. I really love it. There's a lot of great country music out there, and one thing that I really respect about country music is that the songwriters who write country songs are actually some of the best in the business. The best that I've heard. They're really intelligent with their songwriting. They can write, amazing stories and songs and stuff. So I really like country as well. I couldn't pick one artist. I say at the moment there's a guy called Billy Currington, who's a great country singer. I've been listening to him a lot. He's got a great voice and some great songs. In the last few years, I'm really into a lot of different Pacific music. George Vekoso, Fiji, he's been one of my favorites for a long time now. Also, I'm really liking a lot of the Solomon Islands music. There's a never-ending supply of amazing music coming out of the Solomon Islands. Oh, by the way, guys, that's one of my cats, Chloe, in the background there. Hi, Chloe. Uh, yeah, you'll probably see them running around the my apartment here and there, so don't worry about it. They're night owls like me. Okay, so the next question from Mitri, and she's asking me, what's your favorite place? And if you were given time off recording and playing music, where would you go to relax your mind? Okay, well, Mitri, my favorite place. Um, there's so many. I've been to so many places, you know, all over the world, and I've been very lucky to do that. And you know, there's so many amazing places out there. Probably at the end of the day, always I'll still have to say PNG is still my favorite place. Especially Leh, you know, where I'm from. I love it. I always miss it, and I always, you know, I'm always hoping for the chance to go back and visit and stuff, which I do get to do, you know, several times a year, which is great. If I could go to one place and just relax and have some time off, I would say either I would say Tahiti, Bora Bora. There's a place in French Polynesia called Bora Bora, which I went to a few years back for a concert, and I was absolutely amazed by the water and the beaches and the sort of isolation of it. It's so isolated, and because it is isolated, it's you know, it's like this amazing paradise that you see in movies and stuff. The water is the clearest blue that you can imagine, and the sand is white sand, and it's shallow, and it goes. You can be like, you can be standing offshore for nearly half a kilometer, and you're still in waist deep water, you know, and it's just clear. It's amazing. So I would say probably Bora Bora if I could. If I had the money, I would go there, but you know, I gotta win the lotto or something. But also there's I was watching this show on TV on SBS the other night. It was this documentary program about the Indian Ocean, and they were showing. There was a segment in the program where they were showing some footage of a place called Seychelles, which is Seychelles is a group of islands which is off the east coast of Africa, and same thing. It just looks incredible. You know, I've never been there, but it looks a lot like Bora Bora, and they say the presenter was saying that it's the clearest water that he could ever imagine, you know. So and there's also another place called Indian Ocean called the Maldives, which is another group of islands which I've never been to, but I've seen photos and video of it, and it looks amazing. So probably one of those places. I don't know. I just gave you. I just can't give one straight answer. I gotta give a few. All right. So next question is from an old school buddy of mine, Brian. I did some university, which was a while ago, with this guy, Brian. He was a uni mate of mine, and he's asked me what was the craziest thing you did in college, and he's actually teasing me there because he was with me a lot of the times when we were in uni, and he knows some of the crazy stuff that we got up to, so I don't think I have to. Brian, you know, come on, a lot of that stuff is we can't. What happens at uni stays at uni. That's the rule, right? Okay. No, I'm just kidding. We didn't really get up to that much naughty stuff or, you know, crazy stuff. But we had a lot of fun back in uni. We didn't get much work done. That's for sure. We didn't study too hard. So we had a lot of fun. The next question is from Macy, and Macy's asking me, how old were you when you first started singing? And I can pretty much say that I was about 12 or 13 when I first went to high school, and that was kind of when I first started listening to like American R&B and stuff like that, and that's when I first started to sort of experiment with my voice and singing. At the beginning of it, I really didn't know that I wanted to be a singer. I think I just liked singing just for me, you know, just to sing and hum and stuff. At that stage, I didn't know that I wanted to be a singer, but I could say probably grade 7 when I was about 12, I think. Okay. And the next questions are from Brandy, and Brandy's saying, if you could do a duet with anyone on a song, male or female, who would it be and why? Um, that's a tough one too. uh, I would probably say um, maybe Fiji, George Vekoso, or there's a lot of really cool. I listen to a lot of music from the Caribbean as well, lots of reggae and dancehall, and there's a lot of great music coming out of there all the time. It's like crazy. So um, if I had to pick one artist, uh, maybe Fiji, yeah, Fiji or I went to when I was in Manila last year in the Philippines. I went to a concert. Richard Marx, he was a really popular singer back in the '80s. He had a lot of great songs. Um, a lot of people still love his songs, listen to them, and he was great. Not just the way he sings and his music, and obviously he's a great songwriter, but he was also uh, during his show he seemed to be like a really sort of a cool, genuine kind of a guy, really really down to earth and funny and all that. So I was thinking maybe him, maybe Richard Marx. I don't know. None of these guys know who I am, so it doesn't really matter. Anyway, so um, also sorry, Brandy ended up asking a few questions, and the next one was, when can we expect to see you in the USA? Um, and Brandy probably, I'm sort of taking a rough guess, but I'm thinking we've with again with my managers, Rapolla-Miranda Music Management. We've got a lot of things happening at the moment, a lot of cool stuff happening, and a lot of developments. Especially some stuff is starting to happen over there in North America. So, um, taking a rough guess, I could probably say maybe later on this year or sometime maybe early to mid next year, 2013, you will probably see me in the States. I'm not sure exactly where yet or exactly what dates again, but pretty positive that I'm going to get there within the next year. So we will be seeing you soon. All right. And also, Brandy asked me, "Are you single? Am I single?" No, I'm not. Sorry. Um, Also, she was asking me, "What is your favorite song on the radio right now?" That's a tough one too, because I don't actually listen to the radio as such much, but I kind of listen to nowadays. I'm kind of listening to I'm following a lot of music that I like on YouTube, which I think is what a lot of people are doing nowadays. It's kind of like the new media that's becoming the sort of preferred media for a lot of people. Also because it's kind of on-demand media, you can sort of listen to what you want to listen to. So I've been getting into YouTube quite a bit. At the moment, there's this song that I absolutely love, which is a kind of it's a song by Daniel Bedingfield. He's a British artist, and he's had a few good songs over the years, which have all been good. But this is definitely my favorite. He's got this song called "Sometimes You Just Know," and it's basically this amazing dancehall song, which was sort of sung over a rhythm they call it in the Caribbean. They do this a lot in the Caribbean, where the producers will release one beat, like an instrumental. They call it a rhythm, and then they'll sort of distribute that same beat to multiple artists, and all the artists will sing on the exact same beat, but they'll come up with a totally different song. So what you're hearing is the same music, but with a totally different words and melody and a whole different song on top of the music. And that's what this was. Sometimes You Just Know by Daniel Bedingfield, and it's amazing. It's just it's like one of those songs that you just love because it's got this really fat beat and really nice catchy melody and nice words and all this stuff. So that's at the moment that's definitely my favorite song, and I've been listening to it every day, you know. So check it out. Sometimes You Just Know by Daniel Bedingfield. All right. Um, and then I've got a question from Dolores, and she's saying, "I love your music. You've got great vibes." Thank you, Dolores. And she's asking me, when can you come to Saipan for a concert, and what types of musical instruments do you play? All right. So thanks, Dolores. Um, Saipan, for those of you who don't know, Saipan is in Micronesia, which is kind of the northern, not northern, but it's the northern area of the South Pacific. It's north of the equator. For those in PNG, we know Micronesia is north of PNG, but it's actually spread out over so much of the vast sort of area of the Pacific. It basically goes from as far west as nearly the Philippines to all the way over to sort of Kiribati and near Hawaii, over that area. So it's this huge area, and Saipan is one of those islands in Micronesia, I believe. And I've never been there, but I've been to Guam. I'd love to go to Saipan sometime. I think someone asked me that in the last FanPod, or maybe something similar. So I don't know. I'd definitely love to come to Saipan. You know, I don't know. I'm guessing maybe one day, hopefully, I'll get a chance. Especially if you guys, Dolores, and you guys keep supporting the music and request it on radio and all that stuff. You know, I've had a few. I've been getting a lot of sort of feedback and you know, a lot of sort of comments and stuff on Facebook from people in Micronesia. So it's starting to happen there as well, which is great. Very happy to see it. And once again, thank you all for your support, and Dolores. And also, she was asking me what types of musical instruments do I play. I do, Dolores. I do play a little bit of keyboard. That's about it. I don't really play guitar. I don't really. I do a lot of musical arrangements, like with software and stuff. How we do it nowadays, with beats and that kind of thing. And I do play a little bit of. I know quite a lot about musical theory and chords and stuff, but I play a little bit of keyboard, not too good. You know, I'm not a great keyboard player or anything like that. So you probably won't see me playing keyboard on stage anytime soon, that's for sure. Or maybe, I don't know, maybe one day I'll sort of improve. Okay. Carry on. Alright, the next question is from Naomi. Okay. And she's saying, okay, JW, if you had to live anywhere in the world, where would it be and why? Alright, Naomi. I'd probably say Leh if I could. If I could live anywhere in the world, I'd live in Leh, my hometown in PNG. And other than that, there's so many places I've been to that I absolutely love, where I could live there easily. I love Indonesia. I love the Philippines. I love Vanuatu. I love New Caledonia, Solomon Islands. You know, there's so many great places out there, and they all have their own unique things about them which make them great. You know, and you know, they've all got really friendly people, and you always feel welcome and stuff, and very interesting cultures and all these things. There's so many places where I could live and be happy. You know, I would love it. But probably Leh, yeah. But we'll see. I don't know. Maybe I'll get back. Oh, and I also got a. Speaking of that, I got a question from someone earlier about. Oh, that's right. From Gwen, who was asking me, where do I live now? Do I live in PNG or overseas? And Gwen, now I live in. I've been based in Cairns in Australia now for a few years. I left Madang in PNG. I grew up in Leh and spent a lot of time there, as well as I spent a lot of time in North America during my schooling years. But Leh was always my base, It was always my home, and I'd always go back to Leh during school holidays and all these things. So Leh was pretty much my home for most of my life. And then after high school, I moved to Madang for a few years. That's why when I first came out with my first song Much Love and the video way back in the day, since that time a lot of people have always thought that I'm from Madang, and I always get questions of people asking me, you're from Madang, and when are you coming back to Madang and all that. I'm actually not from Madang, from Malay, but I lived in Madang for a few years, and that's when I got to do that first video clip for Much Love. And Madang was also just like, it's like a second home. It was an amazing place, and I loved it. And I love every time I get the chance to go back to Madang. But when for the last few years I'm now based in Cairns, Australia, and it's sort of given me kind of a bit more opportunity to network and kind of pursue my music career full time, which is it's getting better all the time. I mean, lots of things are happening, and I've been really happy and grateful for all the blessings that I've had in my career up to now. But I always have this feeling that one day when maybe things slow down a bit, or when I'm ready to chill out, one day I kind of feel like I probably will move back to PNG to settle down. Maybe Leh, or maybe, I don't know, maybe out in the islands or somewhere, maybe Medina, somewhere like that. We'll see. I don't know. Sometimes we just don't know what the future holds, but we'll get there someday. Alright, so thanks Gwen for your question. The next question was, oh yeah, okay. So from Naomi, where would you live and why? So I'll probably say Leh. Then there was a question from Shelley, who was asking me, how do we get Justin Wellington music on Pandora Radio? And Shelley, okay, everyone at the Pandora Radio I think it's kind of like a platform on, I don't know too much about it, but I think it's a platform on the internet where artists can promote their music, and fans can access different types of music and access their favorite artists, and listen to music from their favorite artists, all this kind of stuff. And Shelley, we're with rapolla-miranda music, we're working on that. They've been working hard on it for a little bit now. I think there was a few kind of technical complications that we have with I don't know, with some of the applications or something. I'm not too familiar with all the details, but I know that we've been working on it for a little while now. So hopefully pretty soon we'll get my music up on Pandora, so you can listen to it. We'll let you know. All right. Next one was from Nicole up in PNG, and Nicole said, she asked me, I love singing, and what would be your advice if I want to succeed in the music industry? How do I make it? Okay, Nicole, that's a very good question. And I've been asked this question many times, over the years from different people. And the one thing that I could say that I feel will really help people to succeed in music, if that's what they want to do and that's what their dream is and that's where their heart is, I would say that try to become kind of, if you're a singer, or if you're a musician or rapper or producer or whatever, a DJ, whatever you are, for all those people, try to sort of gain as many skills as you can, not the particular skill of what it is that you're good at and what you want to do. For instance, if you're a singer, don't just concentrate on singing, because there are so many nowadays. A lot of the artists who are able to succeed are the ones who they're multi-skilled and they're resourceful, and they can do a number of different things, and they can apply a number of different skills that will help them in their career, advance their career, help to promote themselves and network and all these things. And a few examples that I can give, I like if you're a singer, you know, try to learn an instrument, but also learn a bit about music theory and chords and stuff like that. That's what's helped me a lot. And also, one thing that's really helped me a lot, which for my recording side of things, is learning about music software and recording and multi-tracking software and all these. You know, there's so many different amazing types of software nowadays available to people who are creating music, and it's sort of like with this software, there's so many things you can do, and you know, your creativity can sort of come alive, and you can do whatever you want to do. So that's one thing. Also, with one thing that I've been sort of trying to learn in the last couple of years is about on the video side, because that's one thing that can really help to promote artists and promote yourself if you're an artist and that's what you want to do. Learn about capturing video, like filming video, and then also on the post-production side, learn about editing and producing video clips. It's not actually that hard, you know, once you sort of get in there and do it, and you get a bit of help from someone who knows how to do it. You know, you'll be surprised at how quickly you can pick it up, and how helpful that can be, you know, for your career, you know. So that's one thing. I'll just say it again, like, just be as resourceful as you can. If you're a singer, then sort of, you know, work on your voice, and so try to write your own songs. That's one thing that will really help. Write songs, because don't just sing other people's songs. Try to sort of be creative and write your own songs. Learn about music software. Learn about video editing, and also the internet, and different marketing possibilities. Like YouTube is a huge thing nowadays. Social media, Facebook, Twitter, YouTube. There's lots of different platforms where artists can promote themselves, and get, you know, sort of gain exposure to new people and new fans and stuff. This is all stuff that I'm sort of learning as I go, you know, but it's really helpful. And then what else? You know, production, DJing. Just experiment and try to learn a few different things, and you know, it will all eventually help you in your career, you know, in some way or another. The more skilled you are, the more resourceful you are, the more chances you're going to have of being successful. So, Nicole, I hope that helped a little bit. But I'm sure you know, if that's what's in your heart and that's what you love doing, to sing, just keep doing it. You know, that's what I knew that's what I wanted to do. I knew I wanted to sing and write music and perform and stuff. And you know, there's always going to be people who say you can't do it, or you can't make a real career out of it, or there's always going to be sort of cynics or negative sort of comments, or you know, all that kind of stuff. But you take that in your stride, and like I said, if you know it's what you really want to do, then just do it and keep doing it. You know, eventually you're gonna succeed in some way or another. We never know what that's gonna be, but eventually you will succeed. So, all right, okay, guys. Next one is from Yogi B. What inspires you the most? Oh, that's a tough question too. These are all good questions. Let me see. I like it when inspires me the most in my life is when I see people helping others. You know. People being kind to others, people being kind to animals. You know, one thing I really hate is when animals are treated badly, because I'm like a total animal lover. You know, I got 3 cats here, and yeah, just people who are looking to help others who are less fortunate. That really inspires me, probably more than anything. Especially people who are very fortunate and who have money and who are sort of, you know, kind of, you know, are fortunate enough to have, you know, security and money and a good lifestyle and all these things that they don't live today. When those kind of people are willing to help others who aren't as fortunate, it shows a lot about those people, and that's definitely something that inspires me. All right, okay, next one. Another question from Shelly, and she's asked me what is my favorite dish, and also I'll just go straight to the next one. This part of Josephine's question is what is your favorite dessert? And then Shelly also said if I ever make it to Tennessee in the States, she's going to cook for me. So awesome. Thank you, Shelly. I can't wait. I don't know, hopefully sometime soon I'll get over there. I've never been to Tennessee, but I'm hoping to get there at some stage. Um, what is my favorite dish? Oh man, that's tough. Um, I really like, I really love, if there's one thing that I love, like one kind of food that I love, um, like more than any other kinds of food, it's definitely not just Chinese food, but I love Chinese PNG food, which is like the Chinese have, there's a long history of the Chinese settlement in PNG, over 100 years of Chinese immigrants and settlers coming to PNG, and they have a long proud history. And this the descendants of all those Chinese people are still in PNG today, and lots of my friends are of Chinese heritage, and mixed PNG as well. And when I was growing up, and even nowadays, the food that these guys make, the PNG Chinese, is just amazing. It's the tastiest food that I've ever had, and it's so it's so exotic, and they use all these really mysterious exotic ingredients and all this kind of stuff, which is really cool. So I would say, I don't know if I could say a particular dish, but I would say that kind of cooking, like whenever, since I've grown up, and while I was growing up, that was always my favorite food, the PNG Chinese food. And then with the dessert, Josephine asked me what my favorite dessert is. And I was thinking about it earlier when I first read your question, and I probably would say when I went to Philippines, they have this awesome. It's kind of like it's a dessert drink, like a shake, kind of like a milkshake or something like that. And what they have is like they mix crushed ice with coconut milk, and they have this other thing in the Philippines and in lots of Southeast Asia. This I think it's a fruit or it's a plant or something called pandan, which is this amazing. I don't actually know what it is or what it looks like, but they're always in the Philippines. They mix pandan with coconut milk, and it's incredible. It's so good. It's the best. I would have to say probably my favorite dessert. So there you go. All right, and then Josephine also asked me a couple other questions. Earliest memories of playing live music. And again, I'll probably say probably my first year of high school when I was about 12. That's when I first really started getting into music. And my first specific memory of performing music was in the talent show at school, which is where it really all started for me. There was this talent show at when I was in school, like a variety show sort of a thing. It wasn't really a contest, but just kind of a talent show, display and variety show. And that was the first time that I really got up and performed, sang live for a crowd, and the response that I got was crazy. The crowd sort of went nuts, and that was sort of like a defining moment in my life. That's when the beginnings of my kind of dream and desire to sort of get into music and singing kind of just started right then. Because after that, it sort of became more and more a thing that I wanted to do, in my dream that I wanted to sing and play music and stuff. So that was pretty much it. Yeah, I think it was grade 7. All right, and also Josephine asked me another question. What is my favorite quote or prayer or inspirational piece of music? There is my favorite quote. It's I've actually got it on my Facebook page, on my personal page. I'm just having a look for it now. Oh, okay. There's this quote on my Facebook which I've always loved. It's probably my favorite quote, and it basically reads, "Where there is love, nothing is ever too much trouble, and there is always time." So yeah, that's pretty nice, isn't it? So that's my favorite quote. All right, thank you, Josephine and Sally, for those questions, and thank you, everybody. Also, there's just a couple questions, kind of like what I had on my last podcast, was from a few people um, asking me if when I'm going to be able to make it to a few different destinations to perform. Basically, Monica was asking me when I'm going to make it to Fiji. Monica, actually, I've just had a couple things happening in the last few days, and it looks like that I might actually be coming to Fiji very, very soon, in either this month or in July. I don't have an exact date yet, but yeah, it's very, very strong possibility that I'm going to be in Fiji within the next month. So yeah, I'm excited because I haven't been to Fiji for a while. And then Tico and Gwen will ask me when I'm going to be in PNG and POM. Guys, I'm not exactly sure, but I'm pretty sure that I'm going to be back in POM and PNG sometime this year, before the end of the year for sure. I can't say exactly when, but it's gonna be sometime later this year, I think. All right, and then Brandy and Shelley were asking me when I'm gonna be in the States, and probably again I would say probably later this year or next year, probably early next year. And Dolores about Saipan. I don't know. I'd love to go to Saipan, but I don't know. Maybe I'll get there someday if I keep getting great support from you guys out there. And from Lynette in Solo, she's asking me when I'm going to be back in Solomon Islands. I don't know. Lynette's my friend over in Honiara. Lynette, we got this thing where we sort of talk in this funny accent to each other. I'm not sure. I was really hoping to get to Honiara this year for the Pacific Arts Festival, which is coming up very, very soon. But I don't think I'm gonna make it, which is really unfortunate because I was really looking forward to it, and I love solo. So Lynette, I'm not sure. Hey, maybe later this year, next year. I don't know. I always love it when I get the chance to go there. So we'll see. All right, carry on, carry on. All right, and lastly from Jacinta, who's asking me when I'm going to be in Brisbane. Probably fairly soon as well, I would say. I'm thinking maybe August or September I could be back down in Brisbane for another performance. So Jacinta, you'll probably catch it on Facebook or something. You'll see the info if anything comes up. But I usually do get down there to Brisbane a couple times a year for performances and stuff. So yeah, it'll something will come up. All right, and also I just wanted to say I'm pretty much done, guys. So but before I finish off this podcast, I just want to say thank you to a few people out there who just made just nice comments on my status, and just varied stuff, like they like my music, or they like a particular song, or they so I just want to say thank you to all those people: Dawn, Sheba, Diana, Nicole, Genevieve, Tina, Christine, Tease, Bing, Dolores, and Tico, and Janelle, and Wanayagu. Thank you guys so much for all your positive comments and feedback and stuff. I always really appreciate it, and it means a lot to me for sure. Also, Wanayagu from Solomon Islands asked me another question. I'm just going to. He actually sent me the question after I printed up all my questions already. So I'm just gonna quickly go back to it right now. Okay, where is it? Yeah. Okay, here it is. Okay, Wanayagu was asking me, do you like the Solomon Islands? Do you like Solomon Islands music? And we love yours. We love your music here in Solomon Islands. Cheers and much love. All right, so Wanayagu, thank you so much for that. Thank you for the support. Uh, um, Always appreciate when I get support from Solomon Islands, and definitely, um, in all honesty and no kidding, in my opinion, in the last few years, I think Solomon Islands music has been some of the best in the Pacific, and they've been really. That's when I'm listening to music at home. I'm actually listening to, I could probably say, most mostly Solomon Islands music, especially lately, like DNP, One Talks, Devande, Saba, Shazi, Paiva, my brother Paiva, Kekeni, Walipazi. There's so many incredible artists that come from the Solomon Islands, and it's almost there's this like never ending source and supply of these amazing songs and music that comes out of Solomon's. So and it's definitely some of my favorite. I listen to it every day. And actually, so I'm starting to take a lot of inspiration from Solomon's music for my own songwriting and stuff. Because I think Solomon Islands, the great songwriters, especially with their melodies and stuff and the creativity. You see that a lot in solo music, which is, you know, it's sort of like they're the sort of one of the real benchmarks in Pacific lately in the last few years, and I think that's why, because there's a lot of talent there, and the songs are just great. So love solo music, and thanks Wanayagu again for your comment, and also okay guys, that's about it for the podcast. This is the longest podcast ever. I'm sorry. I didn't realize that I could talk this much, but it's because of all your great questions. So thank you. Just want to make a suggestion for all the people who read my status the other day about this podcast. I think probably a lot of you guys didn't realize that when I put it up on my Facebook status that I was going to be doing another podcast and I was taking questions. A lot of you guys probably didn't realize, but what you can do is that you can actually put your questions in response to the status down below. Because if you do have the question, I think some of you didn't know where to add your questions, and I got a lot of smiley faces and a lot of cool and stuff like that, but no questions in the beginning. So eventually we got a lot of questions. It was great. But to all those people, in the future, just put your questions there in my status if you have any, and definitely will answer them in the next JW podcast, which will be probably sometime soon. Who knows? Guys, really hope that you like this podcast, issue number 2. And I just want to say thank you all so much for joining me for this, and thank you for watching. And again, to all of you, my friends and fans out there, thank you so much for your support and your positivity. I always really appreciate it, and never take it for granted. And it always means a lot to me. So thank you so much, and hope you guys enjoyed this again. Also want to say thanks very much to my management team, which is rapolla-miranda Music Management over in the States. They're really helping me out a lot. Thank you so much, guys. And again, everyone out there, thank you so much for joining me. And you guys have a great week and great weekend. I love you guys, and I'll catch you on the next JW FanPod. Thank you. Much love. Good night.